Patmos, and nice of you to join me for a brand new series with Ostriv. Now that Alpha 5 is out, it added lots of buildings, lots of new decorations and stuff like that. So we're just going to jump straight into a new game. Now you can see there are some changes. There are a few new maps. It says which resources are unlimited and limited. We can get some iron ore now, which would be fun. Now there's only one map with iron ore, and that's the map we're going to play on. So I'm going to set it to spruce trees, and we're going to play on map number 2. There we are. Well, let's take a little overview of the map. At least this is a portion of the map, of course. It's quite a big map, as you can see here. Lots of forest, lots of building ground, also lots of elevation. So that's going to be interesting, because on a lot of those sites we won't be able to actually build because it's uneven terrain. Now the other feature here, there's the iron ore that we want to get, so that will be very interesting to see. I want to start actually quite close to the iron ore. So what I would like to do is start on this little ledge. So we're going to build the encampment right here. We're going to pause the game, of course, as we are going to set everything up so that we can really start to work. Now, first of all, we need a forestry. Let's make it as close to all the other buildings as we can. So right there. We will build a clay pit next to it, hopefully. Well, we can, because there is green areas here, so there is clay there. That means that we can build it right here. Let's see if we can build a sand pit there too, just to have it. No, there's no sand there. We could build it on this side later on, but we'll have to wait until the houses are cleared, so that's okay. After this, we need the forestry and the clay pit. Then we'll need a smithy, of course, and we need to build housing and a thatchery. Now, just to do everything right, ooh, look at these new houses that we're gonna get later. We're gonna jump into that at a later time, but that will be very cool. For now, let's just build a main line of housing. I'm going to rotate the houses slightly, like this. There we go. Alright, this should be some sort of a main road, I think. 1, 2, 3. Let's skip it around. 1, 2, 3. So this will be the first 6 houses. After that, we will build... Where is the thatchery? Right here. A thatchery. Because we're going to need some thatch. So let's place that right here. And before we start now, I want to add some extra builders to the equation, because we have 9 men, 9 women who are adults, and the rest is kids. So we already have 7 kids. And now that this is up, let's unpause. Let's see what they're going to do. They should build the forestry first, then the clay pit, then get to work on the houses and the thatchery. This also gives us time to place a few extra houses, which I want to do straight away. Just behind this block, we'll make an extra block of 3 houses, so that at least we have the 9 we require. Right after that, don't forget to build your smithy. If you forget your smithy, you have a problem, because you run out of nails, and that's going to be an issue. Now, hopefully these houses will, these tents will clear out for the housing soon enough, so that we can build the smithy here and some charcoal pits and stuff like that. But I'm going to wait a little bit on that. Let's go to speed 3 for now, as we build the forestry. Now, of course, I have done the tutorial, and or I made the tutorial video where you can see how you should start your village and stuff like that. And one of the things that is in there is that we should occupy our forestry with 4 people, so that they can get as many logs as possible straight away to be prepared for the future. So let's do that. Let's get 4 men in there. Make sure that they chop trees. You can see one of the differences right now. We can plant trees, we can mark trees for removal, and we can unmark trees for removal. So we can actually now tell them to chop down specific trees. You just go over a tree and they will chop them down, which is nice. Also, the number of logs it can handle is up from 12 to 18, which is good. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to wait until this one is nearly filled up, and then we're going to switch those workers back to the building queue, of course. But for now, I just want them to make sure that we have all the wood and firewood that we actually need. So that's what they're going to be busy with. Here comes the housing. Let's do some decoration at the same time while we are waiting for it. So yeah, let's build a few benches here and there. so that people can actually sit by their house and enjoy a bit of a rest. I think that'll be good for them. All right, these are the first benches that we placed. First house is coming along. Hopefully we can finish it in time. I wonder which family is going to live there. That'll be quite interesting. We can also see that already some stuff was delivered to the second house so that they can start building straight away once this one is done. And that's good. So there will be 3 people all the time collecting all the goods. That means that there's just 1 builder left that can immediately start building here. Of course, as soon as we have plenty of logs here, we will be able to get extra builders in here, which will be speeding up the process of building a house. But here comes the first one. There it is. Right, that's done. All right, as you can hear, I still have a little bit of a cold. My voice is a little bit different, and every now and then I sneeze. So when you hear me turn the audio off, that's just because there's going to be a big sneeze. So don't worry about it. There's no issue or glitch or whatever. Sometimes I just turn silent for a few seconds to get out my big sneeze. All right, we have 8 logs present. We are already using some wood here. We have plenty of firewood already, so that's not an issue anymore. All the goods are delivered to this building site. Some are already being delivered to the next one, so that's very good. Let's keep this going. And 9 logs, 10 logs. There's still another one. 2 more incoming. Very good. I think quite soon we can switch out a few builders, foresters, to make them builders again, so we get more people building the housing. That would be very nice. We can see that this tent is gone. Hopefully it goes this way, so that we can place the smithy and the charcoal hut right there. But we'll see about it. How many logs do they have? 16. So, all right, it's time to get 2 people out of here and add them in here so that we have the extra builders, so that housing creation goes faster. We can see right here it's still 4 because the 2 that we added are now resting after their work in the forestry. But quite soon they should be joining in here and we get extra builders. Although these are already done, so they could also be the ones that are going to deliver goods there already. Now, as you can see here, I leave 2 people in here. Why is that? Because 2 people can carry a log. They will be using logs to create some wood soon. And then, of course, they need to chop down more trees and carry the logs in. And if you leave only 1 in there, he can't carry in the logs. And basically, the production comes to a halt. So always keep 2 workers in there to make sure that it works. We can now see that the houses are disappearing this way. So that's not what I wanted. I was hoping these 2 would get out quickly. But, well, it's okay. I'm not going to mind it too much. But it would have been nice if it would have gotten the other way. I think, though, that already we could place the smithy here. Just place it a little bit up to the north, but that's it. We could even rotate it a bit and place it like this. I think this can be good, actually. So let's build the smithy right there. With the smithy here, we can put the charcoal in front of it, right here. And that could speed things up even more. So at least we have the smithy in queue now. That's one of the things that I think is important. Although the charcoal piles will be filled up by the ladies, of course, of our town. So what we could also do is just build 2 charcoal piles here now. And there go the ladies. They will fill it up. It can be burned. And after that, we will have burnt charcoal piles that the smithy can immediately use. So let's do it like this, because the ladies are not doing any jobs anyway. Soon they will, of course, once we get to the thatchery. But right now, I'm more concerned about building all the housing. Although I have to say, we have 3 houses done. It's halfway May. We started in March, April, May. So within 3 months, 2.5 months, we've built 3 houses. So I think we're going to get there pretty easily before the winter. So that should not be too much of a hustle. What would be hard after this, of course, is find a good location for our farm. We need some food later on. And, well, a good way to get food, of course, is to build a farm. I'm thinking of building the farm somewhere up here. But as you can see already, this is uneven terrain. So it can't be built up here. Oh, maybe we can build it up here. And then we can do the farm fields on the ledge. That could be interesting, because that would mean that we... yeah, I'm going to build it right here. That we can start fields like this. Make very long big fields here along the ridge that they can use for farming. So that's why I'm placing the farm up here. We can go a bit up here. Maybe we should just tell them to, if they can, chop trees in this area. So that we create somewhat of an extra space for it. Oh, this is not helpful. I think we should clear out these. And just do these ones so that we create some extra space for farm fields. That could be very nice. 4 houses done already. That's going really fast. It's June now though. And luckily this is just a short walking space. Of course, as long as we get further away from this, it'll be much longer walking spaces. So that might be an issue later on. I do think though we can move the smithy up a bit. So that at least we start to produce those nails a bit quicker. So that we never run out of nails. We have 891 nails left. We need almost 100 per house. So that's 300 more. We have the thatchery that needs 62. This one also needs 112. So getting some extra nails might actually be worth it and help out. So that could be something. What I would like to do also is get working on some wells. Now it's very tempting to just place it in the middle of the main road, but I don't think that's going to look nice. So we'll build a well right here and maybe up here later on. Luckily wells don't take that many resources, mainly wood and some nails. And with plenty of water we will be very good to start off. Then we can also get rid of this well soon and make sure that we can transport everything. Well, not really transport everything, but make sure that we can build buildings here. I was thinking about this already because I want to get an extra cart shed. Cart parking actually, but that one would fit in well right here, close to all the industries. So once this tent is gone, I'm going to build it right there. Alright, it's the end of June. 6 houses are almost ready, meaning that we only have to do 3 more and we still have, well, about 4 months for it, so that should work out. So let's get going with the thatchery and the smithy, just to make sure that we get all the building materials that we need. Most of them should be in here. We should have enough to just finish the housing. But, well, it's always a question whether there is really enough or not. And you can see how fast they can build this in barely no time. This is almost done. So that's very good. They're already bringing resources now to the smithy. We can put ladies in here. Always set it to ladies only, of course, because otherwise later on men might be hired for it. That's not what we want. We don't want to waste manpower on it. But the ladies can work here. They can do a really good job and create new thatch for us. For instance, on the farm, we're going to need a lot of thatch. So having that in surplus will be very good. Here comes the smithy. Just needs some extra wood. And then it's done. There comes the extra clay it needed. Yeah, all the resources are collected. Now they are being delivered. There they are. Very good. Come on, let's finish the smithy. And then the last 3 houses that we need. Of course, in the smithy, we need somebody to work here, which should be a man. So we're going to remove one of the builders. That will slow down the building a little bit. But one guy can work the smithy, so that should not be too much of an issue. And at least then we'll be getting some nails. We don't need metal parts yet, so I turn that off. Alright, you can see it says not enough iron. Luckily we have iron in the tent here. There he comes, bringing in 50 iron. Now he's bringing in charcoal. And then he can start to create nails. There we go. Very nice. So apparently he needs 2 iron to make 10 nails. So that's good. That's working out. And what we could do is tell this guy, hire options. You can hire men, women and children. Okay. I don't think it'll hire any women. But we can do laborer by cart and laborer by hand. Then it can have a few ladies that will start carrying the goods in. We will change that out later. But of course, once all the goodies are in here, that will make him speed up his production. We can see there's still a lot of ladies bringing in the goods. Now that that's done, let's just switch it out. Let's say no more laborers by hand. And at least now we can keep producing for a long time. Alright, it's August. One of the last houses being built. This one already has a lot of the building materials, so that can continue quickly. We can see the thatch is growing. We're well on the right track. 2 houses to go. And I think over 3 months for that, so that should be done quickly. Alright, we create our own stuff, but we're going to need some iron soon, of course. We have some to spare, that's no issue yet, but later on it might be an issue. So, it could be smart to start already lining up for a trading post. Interesting. I think we also need a few more houses. To house any new immigrants that might come in. So let's build 2 extra housing. After the wells, of course, because we need to supply everybody with enough water. And once this runs out, we'll have a problem. And we can see already the water's going quite fast. They'll take in 100. Alright, one of the other new things you can see right here is food that decays. And once it has decayed, they'll have to throw it out. There's also new sources of food, like cheese and stuff. We'll get into that later. But they've added quite a few new things to this. So, food will spoil. We can also see that there's food that won't really spoil. But that can be an issue, of course. That's why we're going to need the farm to start working in the 2nd year. So that we will have some food and things to spare. Okay, here we go. Village house coming up. Here we have the end of the ridge. So we'll have to think about where to place things like the granary and stuff. That's actually a good thing to start worrying about now. The granary, where should we place it? I think we can place it right here and then put market stalls next to it. Yeah, I'm going to build a granary here. Let's make 2 market stalls next to it. Like this. 1 and 2. Not going to put any goods in there because we don't have anything in the granary yet. But this might help out, make sure that as soon as the farm produces some goods that we can actually start selling it straight away. Alright, the last house. It's September. We're building the last house now for all 9 families to get in. We can get rid of this stuff. We don't need this anymore. So let's get rid of it. Everybody can now soon live in a house. We still have the charcoal pits that are doing great. I think we can now start going for another cart parking soon. Well, this house needs to go, so once the tent needs to go. So as soon as this house is done, that family will start moving. The farm will be created. I think we need to do a well first, because otherwise we'll run out of water. That's not what we want. And then we can build a cart parking here to get all the carts. We can see this one is still completely filled up, so that works. Yep, village house is done. Now, it says we need to build more houses to attract new citizens, but we don't have food for sale, so that's not going to work. We first need to make sure that we have food for sale. Then we can attract new immigrants and finally get going with the village. As you may remember from my previous videos, the hardest part with this game is just to get past the first year, make sure that you get the 9 houses. Well, you can see it's only half September and we're done with that. We have all the basic industries that we need. Now the next thing will be making sure that we have food in the next year. But after the first year and after the first immigrants come in, the game gets a little bit easier and it's get less tough to make sure that we can get whatever we want. I want the cart parking soon done as well, by the way, so let's get going with that. After the farm is done, we're going to spend some time on placing the farm fields here, of course, so that might take some time. But still, can be really interesting. If we can place the farm fields a bit like this, and maybe do 3 or 4 in a row, that would be very interesting. We're going to have to see how we can do it. They're still bringing in some thatch, so it's very good that we have the thatchery already. Because now we have all the goods. All they need to do now is make sure we can build it. We still have 600 nails. We actually got some extra nails. That's very interesting. I was not anticipating that. Let's start selling some firewood here. Let's tell them to only hire ladies. Can we get a worker? Yes, because we have available women. And once we have the firewood in here, people can start to buy some firewood there, which will be good. They can also get it from the forestry though, so that's not a real issue, but just selling it here will be very good, although we can see a lot of people have a lot of firewood. They might run out at a certain point, but for now they have plenty. Here comes the farm, very good. Then we're going to slow down a little bit because I want to build those farm fields now. Alright, let's add a manager. Now we need somebody with an education. Do you have an education? No, okay. Might be somebody in the in here that has an actual education. That can be, yeah, this one has an education. So you go out here. She'll be the manager here. That will help us to get better with the fields soon. All right, let's see. We'll make them 25 long each field. Then 50, of course. And then we'll just build a lot of fields. Place occupied. Oh, that's not good. Guess we need to go out a little bit more like this. I don't think we can do that many fields actually in this little space, but as long as we can have a start, that would be nice. Now because of the slopes, things might look a bit different like this. See, because it's going up there. It'll be fine though. I mean, let's not worry about it. All right, another field, 25. Let's go all the way back here, 50. And perfect. 1, 2 fields. Let's do another one. I think I'm going to keep some space out here so that they can walk between that. I think that's good. 50. Oh, we can already see how different this is. 20. 16. Ah, we need to go this way then. As long as we leave some space in between where they can walk in, that's good. All right, we have our first 3 fields. Now let's set up a field here too. 25, there we go. Somewhat like this, yes. 25 and 50. Okay. I'd like to have 6 fields as we start. That should bring in good amounts of food. Alright, let's see how we can do. That's a nice field. We'll do another one here with a little space in between. Just so that we make sure that there's plenty of walking space for people. Too long, but that's okay. Let's go like this. Alright, another nice field. That's 6 fields. Let's set them up for the next year to be fully serviced, of course. Okay. Now the easy foods are buckwheat and potatoes. They can go together on a field, so that's good. So here we do buckwheat and potatoes. This whole field will just be buckwheat and potatoes. And we'll do it in such a way that we always get both in a cycle. Here we do the same, buckwheat and potatoes. It doesn't fit with the food variety yet. So we're going to need more different types of food too, but at least now we have a start. And people won't starve, so that's probably quite important. Let's add a few workers to it. Only hire ladies, please. Okay, what's this? There's no carts in there. Well, we'll switch the carts. There we go. Now let's activate all the fields so that they can be used next year. And get a good harvest. Now let's get to speed 3 again, because we need to speed up. The extra houses are being built. We get the granary soon. So it might also be a good moment to start thinking about trade, for instance. We could be getting some trade, getting some extra food, and then we could get people for these new houses. Now, of course, we need a space for the trading post. This one is empty, so let's get rid of it. These are kind of in the way if we want to build a trading post somewhere here, so that's not going to work. Let's focus on our town hall first then, because I think every town needs a town hall. Question is where to build it. Here's the industry. I do want to make it somewhat nice, so I'm not going to build the town hall right there. And we don't have that much space here anymore. Ah, here we have some space. I think what we can do is build a trading post here at least, so that we have trade going. Quite close to the granary, that's nice, especially if we bring in some food. we'll place it somewhat like here so that we have the walking space here. I think this is good. So now we have 2 houses to spare. So 2 families can join straight up as soon as we can. We're going to build the granary now for once the fields are done and we get the first harvests in. That's nice. I think we are on the right track. We could get an extra cart, but for that we first need the... where is he? Carpenter. So let's get going with a carpenter. We do need a carpenter anyway. Let's rotate it a bit like this. There goes the carpenter. Very good. He will make sure that the carts that we have remain in good shape, and he can build extra carts for us. Now, of course, we need extra people to come in to actually fill those vacancies. And that might be something. We can see already that we have a vacancy for a male. I don't know where, but we have it. And we have no... yeah, that's just good. Alright, there we are. 2 houses are ready. No food for sale. That's all the conditions that we need. So as soon as we can start selling some food, we'll be good. Problem is that some of this food won't last that long anymore. But main problem is that we're not producing any food. We didn't build the houses with the gardens, of course, so we can't redistribute that. Of course, that's to give ourselves a bit of a challenge. I don't want to make it too easy. So I think during this winter, we should just focus on more housing. Because that's a way to actually make sure that we really get what we want and what we need. And from there on, once we have the trading post and the carpenter... ooh, there's some lines there that don't belong there. Alright, let's set this up for buckwheat and potatoes. That's what we're going to need. I'll put in 2,500 each. We also need a worker in there that we don't have yet. But that's okay. I mean... right now we're not bringing in any goods, so that's fine. It's just making sure that we get what we need where we need it. We just don't need it right now. Alright, where should be our town hall? Maybe here, overlooking the town. If we start building town on this side and this side, that could be interesting, having the town hall up on the ledge here. I actually think that might be a nice idea to just place it like this. And then put some sort of a fence around it. That could be interesting. Maybe something like this. Yeah, this could be nice. Let's fence off the town hall. Not sure if this is any straight or whatever, but... well, it's a start. Some decorations now, that's cool. Alright, we are building this. It's using up a lot of our nails, but we already have 300... we still have 350 nails, so we should be fine. Resource stack. I really hate these lines. They should get away. Those are little glitches still in the game, but we can work our way around it, no problem. Let's just build this first. Get to the carpentry. 3 houses and a town hall. Maybe we should do the town hall first, because that gives us control over our economy. We can make our economy very small money-wise. That will save us a lot of money. So that could be a good thing. But the good thing is it's January. The 2nd year started, although we started this game only in March. So we still have some time to... before really the next year starts. But we survived. We actually have 2 houses to spare already. We're trying to set up trade. Farming is set up, so we can really start to work the fields soon. So I think we're off to quite a good start. Wasn't expecting this actually. I was expecting it to be a little tougher to actually get to the 9 houses, but we got them so early on. That's really nice. Here comes the trading post. It's a lot of work, as we can see here. It also still needs a lot of wood, which they're still bringing in. Luckily, we still have the 18 logs and everything else that they need, so no worries there. I really can't wait to get some food. Just hope a trader comes by quickly so that we can get some just buy a little bit of food, put it in the market, and then as soon as we start selling it on the market, we'll have food in the market and people might come in and join, which will be a very nice thing if that happens. That's basically what I'm aiming for right now, just to get some food in the market. Because only other thing that we really need is iron to keep creating nails. And once we get those, things will be fine. And we still have 500 iron and some in here, so that's okay. We don't really need that much more. So things look okay. Bringing in the clay that we need. Only 5 builders though, 3 carts, so 3 of them will be hauling all the goods. 2 could be building. As we can see, 2 are now very busy with the construction. It just takes a long time. Let's hope that soon all the goods are in and they can really start to pack a punch and work. I believe at the end of this month the snow will go away and we can finally start working on the fields, so that's very nice. But it has also been half an hour. This first episode is over for now, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel. Leave all your comments in the comment section. I will respond to it, give all your tips, tricks, whatever that I can use. And then of course I hope to see you next episode. Thank you so much. Bye bye.